This family tree project is where my healing began. Wait, Kakwaidup, Andrea Rensquest, de Chaeskin, dis de Equin, dis Steadam Huluch, Remoncton. Renkika, Re Wilma, Christopher, Eth Ren Quekcha, Re Jerome Boyce, Len Kia Lu, Le Mariana Mia Lu, Le Steadam Lu. Len Ba'a Lu, Le Fred Christopher, Le Steadam Lu. Len Kia Lu, Le Selena Boyce, Le Steadam Lu. Len Kia Ui Lu, Le Christine Sweenakin, Le Steadam Lu. Len Ba'a Ui Lu, Le Wilfred Emile, Le Steadam Lu. Len Cornea Lu, Le Mary Prosper, Le Steadam Lu. Len Ba'a Ui Lu, Le Piero Squeenakin, Le Stem Ulu Wem Lu. Wem Lu. Len Ba'a Ui Lu, Le Peter Christopher, Le Steadam Lu. Len Gna'a Lu, Le Catherine Abel, Le Tat June Cash, De Stequis Lu Simp Wem. Le Steadam. Len Cona'a Lu, La Matilda Stenistas, Le Steadam, Stem Ulu Quem. Len Kia Ui, Le Harriet Christopher, Le Steadam Lu. Len Pa'a Ui Lu, Le Joseph Boyce, Le Steadam Lu. Len Sla'a Lu, La Louis Emile, Le Steadam. Len Cona'a Lu, Le Nancy Jimmy, Le Steadams, Stem Ulu Quem. Le Kia Ui Lu, Le Harriet Christopher, Le Steadam Lu.
Actions are important because it ties you to your land. Your language ties you to your land. Nowhere else in the world does the Shuswap language spoken. And when you speak your dialect, it ties you to your community. And when you speak, we all have an accent.
It helped me understand what my parents went through growing up in on the reservation, growing up in Indian day school, to parents of Indian residential school survivors, to grandchildren of war veterans, to great-grandchildren of the first ones of our ancestors that were put onto the reserve, you know. And it wasn't very long ago that we got Indian name change and we were placed onto the reserve. It was in 125 years ago. So we can see the impacts that we live with and we're still continuing to live with and trying to heal from together. When they did Indian name registry, a woman, you know, she didn't have the choice of whether she was gonna take a surname. She was either given the surname of her father or her husband. And when they were doing that Indian name registry, they separated families. They separated brothers and sisters and moms and dads with different last names. I know there's a lot of shame that our people, they carry when it comes to knowing the language and not being able to speak and not having that space, or knowing the pedigree dogs and horses are another example of blood quantum. And that really has impacted us when we look at our members. When I think about it deeply, you know, the Indian Act women did not have rights under that act. It was very patriarchal and it was hierarchical. And we are not that way as people. We are all equal. So when we were put into this registry, a woman, if she married a non-Indigenous man, she would lose that right to that status. She would enfranchise without consent. And when I look at my family trees, you know, our women didn't have a right. So when they married another Indigenous man from a different nation or community, they were automatically placed in that community and they didn't have rights.